Hello everybody, this is English for You, the program that helps you improve your English. A very warm welcome. In the studio I have my 4 students from Fazekas Mihály Fővárosi Gyakorló Általános Iskola és Gimnázium. A very warm welcome. Kata, how are you doing?
Fine, thank you.
Great. Victor, how's it hanging?
I'm great, thanks.
Everything's fine?
Yes.
Marton, how are you doing?
Everything's okay.
Good. Victoria, what's happening?
We are fine, thanks.
Great. And today's special guest is Mr. Stephen Kovács from the United States, a film person who's been here in Budapest as a Fulbright grantee, lecturing at the Academy of Film, Theatre and Television, right?
Theatre comes first.
Theatre, film,
title, yes.
Theatre, film and television. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
And I've already said that Stephen is from the United States, but you know, this is a program of guessing. So here we have a picture that might help you find out where his hometown is. Put up your hand if you recognize this very famous symbol of the town. Just Victor. Could we have another picture just to help the others? Right, here we go. Put up your hand if you know the name of the city. Victor, please.
San Francisco.
San Francisco. Is that right, Stephen?
Absolutely.
Right, so here's a question. You are supposed to living in Hollywood, Los Angeles, not in San Francisco. So what's the attraction of San Francisco? Why San Francisco?
It's a beautiful city, so I decided to live there. I grew up there, more or less, worked in Hollywood, and then came back to San Francisco.
Right, so San Francisco is your real hometown.
It's my real hometown.
Good, thanks a lot. Now, I've already said that Stephen is a film person, and I'm going to have 4 words here. Producer, director of photography, scriptwriter, and director. Stephen, which is the odd one out for you? Which is the job you have never done?
Director of photography.
Right, and the other 3?
Other 3 I have done.
Right, so now we're going to have Stephen as a scriptwriter in the studio. No, as a producer. First as a producer. How much time does a producer have to listen to a very good film idea?
Depends on how successful the producer is. If he's successful, he doesn't have much time. So, so it's always very good to be prepared and to be able to present your idea as quickly as possible, and as entertainingly as possible. So you have to convince somebody that this is a movie that has to be made.
Right, this is what we're going to do, and I would like you to buy one of them. So buy one of the ideas. Kata, I think you should start first. So your film idea that's going to be big, all you have to do is persuade Stephen to buy it.
Right, so that's a comedy, what I was thinking about, and the plot takes place in Russia before the Second World War, I don't know, 2 or 3 years, and it's about 2 main roles, 2 main characters. One is an ex-marshal of the old regime, and he learns that his mother-in-law has hidden the family jewels in one of the 12 chairs of the living room, and then he decides to fetch them. But he's a quite passive character, so he, when he met a swindler, like a hobo, who is, well, rather congenious, and he has a lot of ideas how to get these jewels, then he accepts his help in return for the half of the treasure. And so it has a picaresque structure, so it consists of a lot of little episodes and a lot of little adventures, and well, it's an adaptation of a book, a Russian book that were written by 2 Russians, so the script should be written following this book, so it's rather easy. And what else?
All right, thank you very much. So I think the 2 authors are Eof Petrov, right?
Yes. You've
right,
read
got it. How well was it presented, Stephen?
Very well presented. I think I know this film. I think Mel Brooks.
It has been done?
Mel Brooks has made a movie about it.
Oh my, I haven't seen that.
So the idea has already been
sold. The idea is very
sold.
good. So I congratulate you for picking a great idea. but
you
it's
very
time
much.
to redo it.
Yeah.
Right. Victor, please.
Okay, so people like stories which take place in the real world, in the present, and with real characters. So I think let the place be a big city. For instance, it can be either Budapest or New York, and let the protagonist be the inhabitant of the big city, a homeless person, so the inhabitant of the streets, and this homeless person is different from the others. He had a good past. He was well educated. He had job. He had family, but he lost everything through no fault of his. And the story would be about the fate of this person and the history of the big city.
Thank you, Stephen.
Okay, thank you. I have to compare it to the others.
All right.
I would like it, the story should be more specific. The general idea is very good, but we have to know something like, well, I won't say it until we hear the others.
Martin?
So the story is the following. We are in London and nowadays, and there's a mentally handicapped woman, and she has got a daughter, Joan, but Joan is fed up with having to look after her mother, and she's starting a love affair with a guy who used to be a criminal, and she tells him that unless he kills her mother, their relationship ends. The guy becomes a murderer, and the police catch him. The next scene is in the courtroom. The guy admits everything, but the girl is a talented actress, and the jury trusts her instead of him. And in the end, the girl tells the truth accidentally, and they sentence her for 10 years.
Thank you. Victoria, please.
My idea is based on the same principles as the others. So it happens in Budapest, let it be our city, and the characters are very much lifelike, but I want to set a role model for people who can't really find any way to live their lives. And I want a big family with 7 people in it, because it's not quite conventional, but I want people to realize that there are families existing this way. And the main character would be a 20-year-old girl who's really extrovert, makes friends easily, and she's very compassionate, and that's her problem, because she takes on her soul all the problems of the world, and it would be about her relationships to other people. And I wanted to have a positive message.
Thank you very much, Stephen.
I like your presentations. The one that strikes me as being the most commercial, because it was the most specific, is Marton's, because we know exactly what the story is. So that we have a situation set up. We know that she wants him to kill her mother, and so that already sets up a premise. So if there's a fault or something that the others haven't done, is develop the story. And next time when you meet, when you're in the presence of a producer who actually has the money to go ahead, then you will be ready to present it in the best possible way. But it's always good to be very specific, and the general information about where it's going to take place and so forth is not that important, especially if you have a little bit of time.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Now it's going to be Stephen as a scriptwriter. But first, is there a difference between a screenplay and a script?
They're used interchangeably. There really isn't. No.
No. So
we usually say screenplay,
right.
But script is just
right.
as good.
Now we can see the beginning of Angel Blue, which is a film by Stephen. And this is how the script or the screenplay starts. Kata, would you be so kind as to read out all the information
Sure.
here?
So scene 1, bank, day exterior. Dennis Cromwell, a vigorous man in his 40s, bursts through the front door.
The front door, vigorous, strong and healthy, basically, strong and healthy. Okay, could we have the next page of the screenplay, and it's going to be P for policeman and C for Cromwell. So you're going to be the policeman, Victor, and Martin, you are going to be Cromwell, and this is going to be a conversation, right? So would you start it, Victor, please?
Congratulations, Pop.
It's about time.
I never thought you'd be a family man.
Have a cigar. 6 pounds, 7 ounces. Born last night. She's a daddy's girl.
Right. So, and we're going to have the first shot from the film, and I want you to guess what you think is going to happen. Over to you, Victoria. So you have learned a couple of things from these 2 pages. So what do you think is going to happen?
These 2 people are the main characters who talk?
I think the main character is just bursting through the front door. The vigorous guy, right.
Well, he runs home, or rather into the hospital. He wants to see his newborn daughter. I hope nothing really happens to him, like he's not hit by a car or anything.
Yeah.
That would be fatal.
Yes, and he's going to be very happy.
Sure.
Right. Now, I would like you to watch the first couple of seconds of the film, and there's a very strange custom in the United States when you have a baby, and I would like you to watch for this custom. So would you roll the tape, please?
Hey, here's the guy. Hey, congratulations. Have a cigar. Hey, girl, you're a lucky man. Hey. Congratulations, Pop. It's about time.
I never thought you'd be a family man. Have a cigar. Thank you.
She's doing great. 6 pounds, 7 ounces. Born last night. She's daddy's girl.
Dennis, congratulations.
Oh, thank you. Whoop. Ain't it a beautiful day?
So you can see the title, and what is the strange custom when you have a baby? What is Cromwell offering all the time?
Cigar.
Have a cigar, have a cigar. Is it a custom in the States?
Yes, it is. It's, and if you have a boy, then you have a little blue ribbon. If you have a girl, then you have a little pink ribbon around the cigar.
I didn't know that. It's really lovely. Now, how can a screenplay be bad?
Oh, God. How can it be good? Many ways. Basically, there's only one rule in movies, that you can't be boring. You have to be entertaining. Now, you can be slow, and it can still be exciting, but you can't be boring. Now, what is boring and what isn't boring is the big question, and that's that you have to talk about. You know,
So
why it's interesting to have a person on screen.
So this is the most important rule. Try and be entertaining.
You have to be entertaining.
You have to be entertaining. Right. Now, we have this still picture here, and it says, Stephen Kovács, I can't make it out, but someone help me, will you?
Written and directed by.
So written and directed by. So here we have the director and the scriptwriter. What is the disadvantage of being the same person? Is there any disadvantage of being the same person?
There is a disadvantage. There's the more things you do, the more problems you have. But there's also an advantage, because you really have a chance to figure out something, to write your material and be able to work with it from the beginning to the end. But you have more headaches. The more things you do, the more headaches you have.
Right. So I asked my students to come up with a nice scene. And I told them that it's going to be a married couple, husband and wife, going home in their car after a reunion party. What's a reunion party? Stephen, would you help me here?
This is a custom, I think, throughout the world, but especially in the United States, for people who graduated high school or college. They come back 5 years later, 10 years later, 20 years later, and they reunite.
Yeah, we have the same tradition here in this country. So I ask you to come up with this conversation, and the wife is very unhappy because she's been left alone all night. So would you please, okay, Victoria, you're going to be the wife. Martin, you're going to be the husband.
Okay.
Who's going to drive the car? Why? Why exactly?
Because I'm the man.
You're the
of
man,
family.
okay, fine.
Well, we'll see. Oh, honey, could you please slow down a bit?
Of course.
Thanks. So, did you enjoy the evening?
Oh, yes, of course. I haven't met these people for ages. For example, Peter became a company owner, and little Tiffany, she became a table dancer.
Well, there are some women easy to get, like her.
Oh yes, there are.
And James? James?
Yes?
And did you like my dress?
No, oh yes, this blue one is my favorite, you know.
Blue? Come on, I'm wearing a striped one. Don't you realize what kind of a dress I'm wearing? I put it on for your sake. I wanted you to be happy about it.
Sorry, yes.
Not that you talked to me all evening. You didn't say a word to me, but
I've paid attention to you.
No, that's not true. This was not the only occasion. You never actually talked to me. I don't think it's normal in a relationship.
Not again.
Like in a
Okay, I can't stand it anymore. I can't stand it anymore.
I can't stand you anymore.
I think we should split up.
Right. Thank you very much. So I'm turning to Stephen as a director. Would you please go there, and if you have any instructions, my students will listen to you and they're going to redo the scene.
The only thing I can say is that you came up with some good dialogue. The only thing I can say is that you should really be in that position. You really should believe that you are doing that. That it comes as a surprise. It should come as a surprise to him that you're asking for his opinion about your dress. And then you have to decide if you're going to be actually looking at her dress or not. And if you aren't, because you make a mistake because obviously it's not the right dress, then you should just absolutely focus straight ahead, and then at a certain point there should be that blow up, like, okay, you take the wheel, and then give her the wheel.
Okay.
Try it.
Right, so would you guys redo the scene?
Sure.
And listen to the sound, and then you can start.
Oh, honey, could you please slow down a bit?
Of course.
Thanks. And did you enjoy the evening?
Oh yes. I haven't met these people for ages. For example, Peter became a company owner, and little Tiffany, she became a table dancer.
There are some women easy to get.
Yes, there are.
Oh. And James? James?
Yes, darling?
And did you like my dress?
Oh, yes, this blue one is my favorite.
Blue? Don't you realize I'm wearing a striped one? My God, I put it on for your sake. I thought you'd like it.
I liked it.
Well, you didn't say a word to me the whole evening. I thought it would somehow trigger our relationship, but no. And this is what happens all the time whenever we go out, whenever we are home. It is always the same. You just don't pay attention to me. See?
Okay, stop.
I don't think it's normal.
Stop, I can't stand it anymore. You take the wheel.
Either.
Thank you very much. Great. Thanks a lot. Would you go back to your places? And Stephen, have you noticed any change?
I think there was a little change, but it really isn't fair to these two, because to work on a scene, it takes a long time, and I'm sure if we worked on it for an hour or so, we'd be much better. But you came up with some very good dialogue. And
so how are dialogues in screenplays?
Well, it's a complicated process. In some ways, it's simple because you just go and you think of a scene and you write the dialogue. But then it doesn't really work until you try it out with an actor. And once you have actors talk, then you realize that what you wrote, which sounded good in your head, doesn't really sound good when people are talking. So it's a back and forth process. So in a way, what we were doing, this is just a very small thing, is repeated over and over again in a much longer period of time, and then you really figure out what are the best words, the best moments, and how to create a real situation. And that's the most important thing, to make people believe that what's happening is really happening. So yes, we know it's a movie, but somehow we forget for a few minutes that these people aren't real characters. So we have to believe that these are the real people. So that's what I think writing and directing are all about.
Thank you very much. Surprisingly, we are going to see the very same scene from Angel Blue, from Stephen's film, a married couple going home after a reunion party. Would you roll the tape, please?
Don't. Leave it on.
Please, don't shut me out.
I just want to listen.
You've been avoiding me all evening.
I haven't seen most of those people in years.
Well, there's a way to be with people that doesn't make me feel unwanted.
Oh, come on. It was my reunion.
Then you should have gone by yourself.
I didn't want to leave you out.
You didn't talk to me all night.
We're together all the time.
Is that too much for you?
No, it's not too much for me.
Then talk to me. Let me know that I am a part of your life.
You are, damn it.
Don't swear at me.
All right, that's enough. Just stop it.
Don't shout at me.
I wasn't shouting.
Yes, you were.
All right, if I was shouting, I'm sorry.
Don't you ever shout at me.
I said I was sorry.
So, Victoria and Martin, how did you like this scene? Victoria?
It was all right.
Are you 100% satisfied with this?
I'm never satisfied with it. No.
So if you could change one thing now, what would you do with this scene?
Maybe I would have him raise his voice a little bit more. But I think generally the tension is there, and that was the attempt. But you're always thinking of other things to do.
Right. Yes. Could I have the poster, please? And for Angel Blue, yes. What kind of a film do you think it is? Now you can see Dennis here, and maybe that's not the wife. So what kind of a film do you think it is, Kata?
Might be a romantic film or a drama.
A romance or a drama? Yes. Could I have the one or two sentences which actually sums up what the film is about? And I would like you, Stephen, to say how the film was rated in the United States.
It was an R rating.
R rated?
Right.
Okay, so I think I'm going to read it out. It says, Angel Blue is the true story of the passionate love affair between a successful banker and his best friend's teenage daughter. So it was on, yeah, here we go. It was on television, and you said it was X-rated?
No, R-rated.
R-rated,
right.
Which means?
Which means X is the most extreme. R-rated is it's restricted to people over 17.
Over 17.
Right.
Right. Now we're going to have still picture from the film, and I'm turning to you and I'm asking you, do you recognize this scene? So could we have the still picture?
Yes, this is when the two of them are taking a walk. They're friends, and this is when their friendship perhaps is on the edge of
turns to something else.
Right.
So we have Dennis, the husband, and a young girl. By young, we mean 16, 17?
We never say what young is. On
high school student.
High school student, right.
Yes.
Probably.
Okay.
Yes.
I would like you to watch this scene. And just one question. Who is seducing who? Seduce is using your charm to persuade someone to get into a love affair with you. Okay? Would you roll the tape, please?
Angela, I'm not one of your classmates.
Oh, Dennis, don't act all high and mighty with me.
That's not what I meant.
I just thought there was something special between you and me.
There is.
You think so too?
Yes.
Good. Can we go back?
Yeah. So, are you going to continue with gymnastics?
Don't change the subject, Dennis. I thought we were connecting. I never felt this way before.
Stop it, Angela.
I was only trying to talk to you.
So we talked.
You just don't want to deal with me. I'm only a kid to you.
Angel, what else could we be besides friends?
Whatever feels right to you.
Come on. Friends, okay? Dennis?
All right. Thank you, Stephen, for being with us. And when is the film coming to Budapest?
As soon as somebody buys it.
All right, good. Thank you for coming again.
Thank you.
And see you tomorrow. No, see you next week. Bye.